So I'm going to talk to you about Godfredtsen syndrome, and Godfredtsen is a combination of a 6 and a 12. So the reason this combination is fascinating is because it localizes to the clivus. So here's the clival bone, which is at the skull base. The top of the clivus is the dorsum of the sella turcica. So this is the sella, and the clivus it means slope. So this bone in sagittal is the slope. So what you have is the sixth nerve rides up the clivus and then makes this turn right here. At that location, it's anchored. So it's anchored at two places. The sixth nerve fascicle exits the root exit zone of the pons, and it's anchored there. And then it rides up the clivus, and it's anchored again here at the Gruber ligament, which is the petroclival ligament. And then it enters into that space created by the petroclival ligament, which we call the Dorello canal. So you need to know Dorello canal, Gruber ligament, clivus, dorsum sellae, and the 6-12 syndrome, Godfredtsen, because the sixth is riding up, and that means it's the only cranial nerve on the clivus. However, at the bottom part of the clivus, the caudal part from the medulla, the 12 is heading out the hypoglossal canal. All the other cranial nerves between 6 and 12, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, went laterally like this. And so the only ones that are staying close to the midline are the 6th, which is driving up the clivus, and the 12, which is heading to the hypoglossal canal to your tongue. And so that combination of 6-12 localizes to that bone, the clivus. And lesions in this location that cause clival tumors are like chordoma, meningioma, chondroma, chondrosarcoma, metastasis, plasmacytoma. These are the typical tumors that arise in this region. So even though Godfredtsen described originally like infectious etiologies that cause this, and nasopharyngeal carcinoma and other kind of skull-based tumors, really the most common things that we see the Godfredtsen are clival chordoma and clival meningioma, less likely chondrosarcoma or chondroma. So you need to know a little bit about 6-12. It's going to look like an esotropia that is incomitant with an abduction deficit, and the tongue, because the vector of the tongue is like a wheelbarrow. When you make one side weak, so if my right arm is weak, the wheelbarrow actually goes towards the weak side because you're no longer pushing the vector force the same. So if I push a wheelbarrow with my right arm weak, it'll go to the right because the left arm is unopposed pushing the wheelbarrow. So your tongue is like wheelbarrow, so the eye will be turned in, but the tongue will go out. So it'll be like this. And that is the 6-12, and you should be thinking about the clivus.